Welcome back to Rockstar Film. Today, we are diving into a story about speed, ego, betrayal, and redemption. This is not just a racing movie. This is the comeback story of a forgotten driver who returns to Formula One, not for fame, not for money, but for one thing only, the race itself. This is the story of Sony Hayes. Let's begin. The story focuses on a middle-aged racer named Sony Hayes, who is currently driving for Team Porsche in a race called Daytona. This is a 24-hour endurance race where the car stays the same, but the drivers rotate like a relay. Sony takes his turn as the third driver, continuing from his teammate who left the car in last place. The team principal places huge hopes on him to chase down Team BMW, who are currently leading the race.
1 minute. You can just hold position overnight. Hopeful sunrise catches us a break. How's the gearbox? It's holding up, but go easy.
Racing the midnight shift. We all know Hayes likes to light up the night, but with the... That moves Hayes up another spot.
In his very first corner, Sony immediately shows his racing skill by overtaking 3 cars at once. And that is nothing compared to what happens next when the car in front of him suffers an engine problem, allowing Sony to jump straight into second place. Now, he only has one target left, the BMW driver in first. Unlike other drivers who constantly brake before corners, Sony keeps pushing the car at high speed until he finally manages to overtake and bring Porsche into the lead. When it is time to switch drivers, Sony tells his teammate to maintain first position and not waste the effort he has just made. Team Porsche wins the Daytona race. However, Sony does not seem to care. He even refuses to touch the trophy because he believes it only brings bad luck. Since he was only contracted for one race, he immediately leaves with his paycheck. Seeing his incredible potential, the team principal offers him a contract extension, but Sony refuses. He needs money, but it is not his priority. He races on his own terms, without being driven by money or fame. Sometime after Daytona, Sony is visited by Ruben, an old friend and former racer who is now the owner of a struggling Formula One team called Apex GP, as expected. Ruben wants Sony to join his team.
Better. Ours.
What's too fast?
For the slow.
Did it win?
Yeah.
Are you thinking Baja?
Yeah. New day, new challenge.
That's exactly what it is.
Who are you?
I'll tell you, but you have to promise not to laugh.
Buff. Impressive. Well, been
Seasons and a half, 0 points. My best driver left for another team. Except the
Apex GP has finished last for 2 consecutive seasons and has not achieved anything significant. On top of that, the team is drowning in massive debt. If they fail to show progress this season, the board members have agreed to sell the team to cover the losses, which means Ruben will lose everything he has built.
you can't if you've done it before. That's the whole point.
Salam, 56 years old.
Google these names, didn't you?
Some people look at Sony Hayes, they see a guy, but I see a guy who makes teams better. I see experience, I see know-how, maturity. You plus him, boom, I got a team.
Sony is reluctant at first, so Ruben pushes harder. He brings up Sony's unstable life. Sony has no house, no parents, his wife and child have left him, and all he owns is an old van that he lives in. Ruben tells him that if he changes his mind, a plane ticket is already booked and waiting.
We both.
Class. I'm offering you an open seat in Formula One.
To you, amigo.
All right, sweetie, here you go.
Thank you. What do you do?
Well, how much are we talking?
Not about...
At the Apex GP practice session, it becomes clear that Formula One is not just about speed. Every fraction of a second matters. The only driver currently on the team is Joshua Pierce, a young racer, since the previous teammate left. In Formula One, each team normally has 2 drivers, which is why Ruben needs Sony. We are also introduced to Kat, the technical director responsible for car development. When asked what is lacking in the car, Joshua, who is still inexperienced, gives vague answers. He seems more focused on his career image, especially after hearing about the team's financial crisis. He wants to look good in case the team gets sold and he needs to move elsewhere.
Black spot front left.
Go to strat 1, box this lap, box this lap.
Let's go find those gremlins.
Judy, try not to kill our driver.
What's the verdict?
I don't know what's happening. I mean, Phil, honest thing, you can't tell me what's going on.
But I'm not out there, am I? So I'm gonna need your help on...
You come in. Oh, come in.
So cute. We just let her drive. Can't be any worse.
And focus on the super strong bond with your new teammate, Luca Cortez.
Luca, after this all the team. Knew it. And what does that mean for me?
New buyers.
Eventually, Sony arrives and accepts Ruben's offer in front of the Apex GP members. Ruben introduces him as his old friend and Joshua's new partner. The team principal questions Sony's background and eligibility, but Sony makes it clear that this is not an audition. He asks to use the same car Joshua drove and challenges that if he can beat Joshua's lap time by 1 second, he joins the team.
When was the last time you won a race? Sunday, Daytona.
And I cannot condone we spend our only test day giving your long-lost teammate an audition.
Drivers wouldn't have figured out?
That's why they call me Lucky Number 9.
Listen, it's been a while since you've driven there, mate, yeah? The balance on these cars are tricky, so be careful turn 1 and 9. Won't want to see...
Put up Joshua's sector times.
Sorry, this is Hugh Nickleby, your race engineer.
Good morning, Hugh. Hugh?
Yes, sir.
You should have taken that bet.
Don't do that. And buried.
Even though it has been 30 years since he last drove a Formula 1 car, Sony quickly adapts to the new features and changes. On his first attempt, he struggles slightly in the first corner, but keeps pushing to beat Joshua's time. He ends up crashing and destroying the car, which costs hundreds of millions. But he still manages to beat Joshua's lap time by 1/10 of a second. That is enough. Sony officially joins Apex GP. He is introduced to the entire headquarters and attends his first press conference. During the interview, a senior journalist asks about his dark past and personal life.
That's the other driver.
Yeah, that's him, and it's stupid.
It's been an undeniably messy start to your season. No wins, car behind in it.
Messy start doesn't mean you can't finish neat, right? Apex.
Sony responds without caring about public image or criticism. He focuses only on his duty as a driver. For an entire month, he becomes the first person to arrive at the facility every single day, shocking everyone with his discipline. The British Grand Prix at Silverstone becomes his first race as Joshua's teammate. He meets Peter Rubin's close friend and the main investor of Apex GP before the race begins. All drivers must complete a formation lap to warm up their tires and brakes.
Ruben, don't make me talk to the money.
A moment, just smile and shake hands. He's an important member of the board.
That is true, that is true. I'm praying to them all. I'm the one guy on the board who actually wants to...
What are you doing here, Sonny?
While everyone else moves, Sony remains still. The team panics, thinking something is wrong with the car, but it is intentional. Sony wants to preserve tire temperature for the race start. The strategy works, and he overtakes several drivers. However, he is later overtaken by Sergio Perez from Red Bull.
And if you ever...
We struggled with this car, but they brought an upgrade package this weekend. Let's see if it makes a difference.
Complaining about his car over the radio. That's not what the team wants to hear.
Trouble now for Apex GP. The Red Bull's tyres are now warm, and Hayes hasn't got his
Setup. It's not.
20 laps down, Verstappen.
Oh, I'm jammed. Back up.
After 20 laps, Joshua's tires wear out and he enters the pit. A crew member accidentally drops equipment, costing time. Later, Sony also enters the pit, but a jack malfunction causes another delay. Sony exits the pit right in front of Joshua. Instead of cooperating, they compete against each other. Joshua insists on leading, and their rivalry causes chaos instead of victory.
Round the final corner, it's close. Hayes hits the barrier.
Oh, no. It's a tough one, man.
We can't corner. We're bouncing around the place like we're on the bloody tube, and now we think it's cool to leave.
Joshua blames everyone, including a female crew member and Sony. But when cameras point at him, he suddenly smiles for the media. Unlike Joshua, who looks for scapegoats, Sony reflects on himself and advises the crew member not to repeat mistakes. Ruben later confronts Sony, saying he is just as stubborn as Joshua and asks him to cooperate better.
Yeah, I waited 30 years and came all this way to humiliate myself on global television.
You were cocky, you were arrogant, and you had a lot to learn.
I'm not here to hold.
Be worth less than my shoes! Sony! Is that your line? She'll see right through it.
Not lying.
I'm sorry.
The next day, Sony meets Kat to discuss improving the car. Since Ferrari, Aston Martin, Red Bull, and others have stronger engines for straight speed, Sony proposes making their car superior in corners, even if it increases crash risk. Kat redesigns the car accordingly.
I'm sorry. Is there something that you wanted to discuss?
Kate, you read my mind.
You're implying what I think
As a
you're
rule, I
implying.
don't imply stuff.
See, like straight talk.
Straight as an arrow. Yeah, when I said I like straight talk, for the record, in all my years of racing, I have never, ever.
During the Hungarian qualifying race, they discuss tire choices. Hard tires last long but lack grip. Medium tires balance durability and speed. Soft tires wear quickly but provide maximum grip and speed. Due to hot weather, they use medium tires. Debris from a crash damages Sony's tire, forcing him to pit early. He demands soft tires for greater speed. After insisting, the team agrees. With soft tires, Sony catches up. This time, instead of being selfish, Sony helps Joshua reach the top 10 by deliberately triggering a safety car situation. Later, when Joshua's tires are worn out, Sony intentionally crashes into an advertisement board to bring out the safety car again, allowing Joshua to pit and maintain his top 10 position. Apex GP finally finishes in the top 10 for the first time in 2 seasons.
And behind our podium placings, Hamilton and Piastri complete the top 5, and Josh points.
At Monza, Sony uses his reckless reputation as part of a strategy to help Joshua climb positions. Through clever pit stops and slowing down competitors, Joshua reaches 4th place. In heavy rain, both drivers rise to 2nd and 3rd. Chasing Red Bull in 1st, Sony instructs Joshua to stay close. When the moment comes, he lets Joshua attack. However, Joshua crashes and his car bursts into flames. Sony rescues him, saving his life. Joshua must rest for 6 months. During Joshua's absence, Sony unites the team and continues improving performance with the redesigned car. Apex GP gains recognition. When Joshua returns, he feels overshadowed and becomes jealous, disrupting teamwork. Kat arranges a dinner to reconcile them.
Talk about leaving it late. Hayes squeezes through.
He's treating you like a pawn.
I'm sure you both have heard the rumors. We all lose our jobs if you...
Is it Sonny? Is it Hazy? We don't know, do we, Kate?
Lads, have I not delivered you a car? One driver tomorrow, and if I win, I get to choose.
Soon after, the Formula authorities investigate Apex GP's car design and declare it illegal due to falsified documents secretly sent by the investor. The team must revert to the old, slower design. Sony becomes frustrated and crashes during a race.
We are totally insane. Impact trauma likely to result in vision loss, paralysis, death.
In the hospital, it is revealed that he has a long-term spinal injury. Ruben removes him from the team for his own safety. Later, the investor visits Sony and reveals the plan to sell Apex GP. He offers Sony wealth and leadership if he intentionally loses the final race, so Ruben has no reason to resist the sale. He also admits to sending the fake documents. Sony returns to the team and insists on racing the final event in Abu Dhabi. The authorities clear the car design as the documents are proven fake, allowing them to use the improved version again.
Kate, where's the ship box?
The FIA...
Okay. The last thing I do is drive that car. I will...
Look at the card.
What card?
In the final race, Joshua struggles early while Sony climbs positions. After intense pit strategies, both drivers fight through the field. In the last laps, Mercedes and Ferrari lead. Sony and Joshua work together to overtake Ferrari.
Passes. Pierce's tyres have absolutely finished. There is nothing he can do.
Losing grip, tires are gone.
Yeah, sadly the deck's been stacked against them. And now that...
George Russell on the attack. Hayes looking to defend through the left hand, and they go. And it's caught up into second. And Leclerc's in danger from Sony Hayes. Really else.
Why didn't that...
Toe-to-toe, wheel-to-wheel. This is it.
To beat Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes, someone must sacrifice position. Sony volunteers as bait, allowing Joshua to take first place. Hamilton fights back, collides with Joshua, and both go off track. Sony continues forward and becomes the only remaining hope. In that final moment, Sony feels completely free, flying on the track without hearing the crowd. He wins the race and becomes champion of the season finale. The investor loses influence while Ruben and the team celebrate. When offered the trophy, Sony refuses to touch it, believing it can corrupt the heart with pride. While everyone celebrates, Sony quietly leaves, focused only on racing.
If you were ever to consider to drive somewhere else, you know where to find me. Thanks, Toto.
Later, he appears in the desert, meeting an off-road racing team looking for a driver. The pay is small, but money and fame have never been his priority. The question remains, what is Sony truly searching for? The ending leaves us with an important lesson about purpose. From the beginning, Sony never looked left or right. He focused on one goal and gave all his time and energy to it. He did not need validation or recognition. He ignored criticism as long as it did not interfere with his purpose. Focus on the field you truly master, and success will follow. That is the story of Sony Hayes.